Writing. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and believed they were beyond saving? What if the greatest monster was never the one hiding in the shadows, but the one created by fear, hate, and revenge? Tonight's story will take you deep into a forgotten forest where legends were born, hearts were tested, and one hunter discovered that kindness can break even the darkest curse. Stay with us until the very end, because this isn't just a fantasy tale filled with magic and monsters. It is a story about mercy, sacrifice, and the incredible power of choosing compassion when the whole world tells you not to. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional storytelling that touches your heart, please subscribe to Kindness Waves, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Every kind word you leave helps this community grow, and we'd love to hear what part of this story touched your heart the most. Now, let's begin. Long ago, beyond the tallest mountains and hidden behind endless forests, there was a kingdom where people feared the darkness more than death itself. Strange creatures wandered beneath the ancient trees, and every child grew up hearing stories about monsters that stole travelers away. Among the kingdom's greatest hunters was a young man named Rowan. He had earned a reputation for never missing his target and never showing mercy. Years earlier, something terrible had happened. His family disappeared during a mysterious attack in the forest, and the villagers blamed a monster known only as the Moon Shadow. From that day forward, Rowan dedicated his life to hunting every creature that lived beyond the village walls. His heart slowly became colder than winter itself. Every victory made him stronger, but every life he took pushed kindness further away. One evening, the king announced a reward larger than anyone had ever seen. Whoever killed the Moon Shadow would receive enough gold to live in comfort forever. Rowan accepted the mission without hesitation. For days, he tracked strange footprints through the ancient woods. The deeper he traveled, the quieter the forest became. Even the birds refused to sing. Then he found her. She stood beside a glowing stream beneath silver moonlight. She looked nothing like the monster from the stories. She appeared to be a young woman with long white hair, glowing blue eyes, and gentle hands that were healing the broken wing of a small owl. Rowan hid behind a tree, confused. Monsters were supposed to destroy life, not protect it. The owl flew away, and before Rowan could attack, the young woman quietly said, "You don't have to hide. I already know you're there." Startled, Rowan stepped forward with his bow raised. "I know what you came to do," she said softly. "Everyone does." "My name doesn't matter," Rowan replied. "I'm here for the Moon Shadow." She smiled sadly. "I am the Moon Shadow." Without another word, Rowan fired an arrow. The young woman moved with impossible speed. The arrow struck a tree instead. "I won't fight you," she whispered. Her words only made Rowan angrier. He attacked again and again, but every strike missed. She defended herself without harming him. As the battle continued, terrifying wolves suddenly surrounded them. Their glowing red eyes burned with hunger. Rowan realized too late that these creatures were not protecting the woman. They were hunting both of them. One wolf leaped toward Rowan. Before he could react, the young woman threw herself in front of him. Sharp claws tore across her shoulder. She had saved the man who wanted to kill her. Together, they escaped into an abandoned cave. Rowan watched silently as blood dripped from her wound. "Why?" he finally asked. "You could have let them kill me." She looked at him with tired eyes. "Because kindness isn't something you earn. It's something you choose." Those words echoed inside Rowan's heart all night. The next morning, he learned her name was Lyra. As they traveled together through the dangerous forest, Rowan began noticing things he had never seen before. Animals trusted Lyra completely. Flowers bloomed where she walked. Lost children found their way home after meeting her. She secretly left food outside poor villages during harsh winters. The monster everyone feared had spent years quietly protecting the people who hated her. One evening, Rowan asked the question that had haunted him. "If you're so kind, why does everyone call you a monster?" Lyra stared into the fire before answering. Many years ago, an ancient curse fell upon me. Every full moon, I become the terrifying creature people fear. I lose control and remember almost nothing. The stories are true. She lowered her head. I've hurt innocent people. Tears filled her eyes. So I hide myself away every month. Rowan realized something heartbreaking. The monster wasn't evil. She was suffering. Days later, they reached the ruins of an ancient temple. There, an old guardian revealed the truth behind the curse. Only one thing could break it. Someone untouched by the curse had to willingly accept it instead. The guardian looked directly at Rowan. If you choose this path, you will become the monster. Silence filled the temple. Lyra immediately refused. I won't let anyone suffer because of me. She turned away, prepared to live with the curse forever. But Rowan couldn't stop thinking about everything she had done. She had saved strangers, protected children, fed the hungry, even saved his life. While he had spent years hunting creatures without asking whether they deserved mercy, Lyra had answered hatred with kindness. That night Rowan made his decision. Without telling Lyra, he entered the temple alone. The ancient magic surrounded him like black smoke. Pain spread through every part of his body. His hands transformed into claws. His eyes glowed like burning amber. The curse had found its new home. When Lyra discovered what he had done, she broke down in tears. You gave up your life. Rowan smiled despite the pain. No, I finally found one worth living. Before they could escape, the king's army surrounded the temple. The soldiers saw Rowan's monstrous form and immediately attacked. To them, he was exactly what they had always feared. Lyra stood before Rowan. Please stop, she cried. He saved me. No one listened. Arrows filled the sky. Rowan could have destroyed everyone. The curse gave him unimaginable strength. Instead, he protected the soldiers. He shielded children from falling stones. He rescued wounded enemies trapped beneath collapsing walls. He refused to become the monster they expected. Watching this, the king slowly lowered his sword. He realized that true monsters don't protect the people trying to kill them. The battle ended without another life being lost. Months passed. Rowan disappeared deep into the forest to keep others safe during every full moon. But he never stopped helping people. Travelers lost in snowstorms found mysterious footprints leading them home. Hungry families discovered baskets of food outside their doors. Children who wandered too far into the woods were quietly returned to safety before sunrise. Nobody knew the monster watching over them was the same hunter they once celebrated. Meanwhile, Lyra traveled across the kingdom telling Rowan's story. She reminded people that fear often hides the truth, that appearances can deceive, that every person deserves compassion before judgment. Slowly the kingdom changed. Hunters became protectors. Villages welcomed strangers instead of fearing them. Children grew up hearing a different legend, not about a monster to fear, but about one who chose kindness over hatred. Years later, an old woman lost her way in the forest during a freezing winter night. She expected death. Instead, a large shadow gently placed a warm cloak over her shoulders and guided her safely back to the village before disappearing into the darkness. She never saw his face, only glowing amber eyes filled with sadness and kindness. Sometimes the greatest heroes never wear crowns. Sometimes they hide in the places we fear the most. Because kindness has a strange kind of magic. It heals wounds that swords never can. It breaks curses that power cannot touch. It changes hearts that seem impossible to reach. If Rowan had followed revenge, 2 lives would have been destroyed forever. Instead, one act of compassion changed an entire kingdom. And maybe that's the lesson we all need today. Every person you meet is fighting a battle you cannot see. Every smile you offer, every helping hand, every moment of patience has the power to transform someone's life in ways you'll never know. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this story touched your heart, remember to like this video, subscribe to Kindness Waves, and share it with someone who could use a little hope today. Until next time, never underestimate the power of kindness. Sometimes the smallest act of compassion can become the greatest miracle the world has ever seen.